Well, here we are again. I'm not really one of those angry game reviewers or scripted Let's Players, but I ran out of ways to talk about the movie, so now we're stuck talking about the license game, which sucks. Sure, I could do one of those merchandise videos where I get my hands on as many Shark Tale toys or Shark Tale clothing as possible, but if I ever do that, I give you my consent to be murdered. You can show this video to the police, I'm sure you'll be off the hook, it'll be fine. I might be pulling an ego raptor here. Never mind, I'm doing a merchandise video next year, but it's gonna be like Toy Story, and whenever I leave my room, the toys will come to life and start begging for water as they suffocate. Or whatever the sea creature equivalence of that is. I'm stalling, it's time to start talking about this. The idea of doing it was funny, but now that I actually have to do it, otherwise I wasted money on buying it. Who am I kidding, it's a waste either way. I don't think I'm above the Shark Tale movie or video game, I just hate myself too. Ha, funny joke, right? Self-deprecating to show the world how unhappy you are to either get a chuckle or make them feel bad for you, that's always fun. Except they won't feel bad for me because anyone watching this has problems of their own, and my problem is playing Shark Tale, which might not be seen as that big of a problem, so let's stop stalling and do it already. It's always a problem when you have to tell yourself that twice. Licensed games can be needlessly difficult, so I was afraid of this being a case of me not being able to get through the game and only being able to review the first level. That wouldn't be much of a video, but truthfully, I am bad at video games.
God fucking damn it! I hate my life so fucking much.
Once you get onto the ledge you're trying to get on, go over to like the green pyramid thing. It's gonna help you out a lot.
He's right. Anyways, I completely
down
do
there.
love Disney.
Just wait for the 1 minute delay. And then
Yeah,
just
that
maybe
makes sense.
That one over there. That one,
Yeah.
yeah. Go down and touch that. It's gonna help you a lot.
I guess let's just cross our fingers that they kept the younger demographic in mind. This is like... I guess it's a game for kids, so I shouldn't complain. This is the easiest fucking thing ever. Look at the pace this is going at. Okay, well, the difficulty fear is definitely gone. Hell, the time fear is gone too. I've been playing this game for an hour and Angie's already been kidnapped. They add this new scene into the Shark Tale lore, with Oscar being evicted and trying to become famous by dancing for kids and doing illegal underground street races.
Racers with urchins in their possession have been cleared by local authorities to throw them at other
Oh, so you can
fish for the
technically
net.
cheat. Okay.
Or perfectly legal underground street races. I don't know why they're being so sketchy about this if they're allowed to do it. I mean, maybe they just like the aesthetic. But the point I was trying to get to before I rudely interrupted myself is that we get this new addition to the Shark Tale story for the start of the game, which takes up about the first 20 minutes of the game, and then we skip past everything that happened in the movie up to the point where Oscar is attacked by Frankie within a couple of JPEGs. Alright, this video needs some form of structure, right? Let's start with the story of the Shark Tale game, because that's important. The story really just flies by with only a few scenes in the actual movie being represented and none of them being represented properly. Like, yeah, they do have a scene with Oscar tied up in the middle of nowhere and Frankie does approach him, but Lenny doesn't even try to lie to his brother about Ian Oscar in this scene, and you get a chase scene between Oscar and Frankie instead of him just getting hit by the anchor right away. While this is kind of an extension of that scene, other scenes make it clear that they just want to get through this shit as fast as fucking possible. Like, Angie doesn't find out Oscar is a liar in the game, she just says she had a feeling by the end of it. She's more of a Princess Peach in this game. It's not like the movie had a very compelling story for Oscar and Angie, but I mean, something was there? It was a pleasure versus love sort of story, I guess, where Oscar had to learn about who is really important in his life. It wasn't done well, but it was done. I guess they didn't want to create a secret hideout background for the cutscenes, so instead of Oscar and Lenny making their plans to fake a fight in private, they just kind of do it in the middle of town with everyone around. You should not be planning this in the middle of town! You did this in a hide-in place in the movie.
Just imagine these fish just watching like, hey, yo, Oscar's talking to the shark. Should we do anything? Nah, He knows what he's doing.
Now, to be fair, a lot of licensed games based on movies tend to rush through the telling of the story. I remember playing both the SpongeBob movie video game and the Shrek 2 video game as a kid, and both really just want to get the storytelling over with. If you want to see that shit, go buy the movie. Shrek 2 just skims through the movie, while SpongeBob literally just shows screenshots from the movie with narration. However, I will say neither of these are nearly as lazy as Shark Tale. The SpongeBob movie game actually does have a couple of 3D animations of scenes in the movie, even including dialogue from the movie.
What kind of old lady are you?
Shrek 2 isn't much better than Shark Tale cutscene-wise, but they have a little bit more and try to have some fun with it at times, referencing scenes from the movies. I don't really expect these games to do too much story-wise. They exist alongside with the movie they're based on, not to replace them. I think they could do a much better job, and they deserve to be criticized since, you have to pay for them, but I'm not surprised is what I'm saying. I am surprised with just how low Shark Tale goes, though. I didn't think that was possible. I knew what I was signing up for, but holy shit is this game lazy. Lazier than most. In fact, I think I'd be willing to call it the worst game that I ever finished. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the gameplay. I'm gonna keep Shrek 2 and SpongeBob around for this segment as well. I can't call either of them great games or anything, but I enjoyed them as a kid, so clearly they did something right. I seriously doubt I would have liked this game as a kid. Gameplay! This game is split up into 4 different types of gameplay. First, we have the adventure maps. This includes 2 hub world maps that the game has, one showing the lower class and one showing the higher class. It also includes different levels, none of which really are based on anything in the movie aside from the last 2. The first actual level in this game involves Angie getting her bag stolen. You have to go get it back from this warehouse with a bunch of crabs. These levels want you to be stealthy, avoiding these beams of light coming from the crabs holding flashlights, because if you get caught, a fish will come out and eat you. Truth be told though, you can really just swim past these. The enemy fish are really easy to avoid. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Guys. So obviously this is supposed to be stealthy, really stealthy here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to just go right through it and see if I can
No,
live.
it looks like they're having a rave.
I think you just had stealthily go onto the tables one by one.
They even do a fucking cutscene that saves me once I get to the key. Shark Tale is a movie directed at kids. I understand not making the game impossible, but you can go a little harder than this. No level is harder than the other. They are all just as easy to breeze through, and the only times I died when playing this game is when I was intentionally being reckless because I just blatantly did not care to try once I realized how easy it was. Game Mode 2 is racing. You can race other fish. You would need to be idle to lose these races. Game Mode 3 are these chase sequences, which are mostly used to move the story forward. You have to get away from a shark, and there are arrows on the screen telling you exactly where to go, and they're there all the way till the end. You can also fuck up a lot without any consequences. So much like the other game modes, you probably have to sabotage yourself if you want to lose in these stages, just to see what happens if you lose. Game Mode 4 is a rhythm game that doesn't actually understand rhythm games. They just kind of put arrows on the screen and you have to hit them on time. They are not synced to the music even remotely. They just saw the arrows and thought that's all there was to it. Great job. Great fucking job. Look at how slowly those arrows are moving up, by the way. So all these different game modes are basically just around this hub world. You can access them by talking to different fish, and in order to proceed in this game, you have to get your fame levels up. And you can do that by completing these missions or mini-games. To give the game credit for one thing, it does not take a long time to get your fame up, and you don't have to replay these horrible mini-games a bunch of times. Being a really short game could be seen as a bad thing, but honestly, if making the game longer meant making me redo the same shit over and over again for multiple hours, then I appreciate them at least having the decency to make their horrible abominations short. This game is embarrassing, but it's more embarrassing that I decided to spend time and money on it. Using my other DreamWorks reference and my other Under the Ocean reference, these games can be fun to at least kids. Shrek 2 isn't amazing, but you have 4 characters on the screen at the same time that you can switch in between, which as a kid I thought was a really fun idea. These stages resemble things from the movies, the minigames are there, but the adventure stages are the focus. Yeah, it's not a good game, but it's significantly better than Shark Tale. The SpongeBob movie game? The levels aren't half bad, actually. The game kind of feels like an extension of Battle for Bikini Bottom. Like, it's probably not as good. Granted, I grew up with the movie game instead of Battle for Bikini Bottom, so you tell me. But a lot of the same mechanics are in place. The story is rushed, but it does have the voice actors from the series, which is neat. The songs playing in the stages are pretty catchy. I still remember a lot of them to this day. Level design is sometimes kind of generic, but other times it matches the movie fairly well. The game is also full of new abilities, costume changes, collectibles. It's not bad for a licensed game at all. I mean, there's parts that I remember feeling kind of tedious and uninteresting, but overall it's clear that games based on movies can have a little bit of heart in them. To be fair, I know I'm comparing the most beloved children's character of our time to fucking Shark Tale. Of course, one is gonna get better treatment than the other. But my point stands. You can get away with making a shitty game, but that doesn't mean you have to. Nothing about this game is fun to control, and even if you love this movie for whatever reason, it gives you very little content to enjoy from a character or story perspective. It's genuinely the worst game I've played all the way through.
Exactly, yeah, it's the...
This game is over.
Jeez.
Feel free to explore. Replay the races
This is the
from
post-game
every
cutscene,
installed
huh?
spawn.
Uninstall.
It's so good. I love how the game is like, go for it.
Uninstall it.
Oh man.
Alright, it's time to shut up and listen to the voice acting. I assume they got the entire cast back.
I got a hot tip on a seahorse today. I can't tell you the name, but it's Lucky Day.
Yeah, that's definitely Will Smith.
Whatever, Oscar. Just stay away from Sykes today.
Yeah, that's definitely Renee Zellweger.
I got 3 things to say. Ha! 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 That's all, folks.
It's not a very good impression.
Leave me alone, Oscar. I got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, I knew Martin Scorsese couldn't resist another chance to voice fan favorite Sykes. Trust me, I don't need to do my research on this. I know this movie by heart.
Yes, sir. I'm headed to the newspaper office right now. You're on tomorrow's front page.
Ah, my second favorite Shark Tale character, Bill. Okay, so truth be told, that was a bit. Nobody but Crazy Joe came back. Yes, I know this was all a trick, I deceived you, but there is a myth that all of the original voice actors did initially come back to reprise their roles at a point, but unfortunately all of the recordings went missing when an intern working at the studio behind this game dropped all of the tape recordings in the toilet, and then when trying to fish them out, accidentally flushed the toilet, causing them to be lost forever. Crazy Joe's voice actor David P. Smith was the only one willing to come back for a re-recording. I know this probably sounds like a bad attempt at comedy, but I am not the only person that's mentioned this in a video talking about this game. Seriously, look it up. It's weird. I guess something that would be worth including in this review is the game's use of the characters. How well do they match their movie counterparts? Well, Oscar, they got spot on. He's just as unlikable in this game as he is in the movie. Honestly, the voice actor didn't do that bad of a job impersonating the character either. Angie's voice, on the other hand, isn't even remotely close, and as I said before, the character doesn't even really speak up about knowing Oscar lied. Angie in the movie isn't like an amazing character, but she at least has a reaction to bad things Oscar is doing. Lenny doesn't do shit in this game, you almost forget he's there. Don Lino is pretty much the same, except he has transportation skills in this game.
What's her name? Angelina Jolie. Wow.
No, it's Angie.
Angie.
Oh,
How's the other one?
No, Angie is Renee Zellweger. That's Lola.
Are we not going to talk about how this shark just appeared? Like, he didn't swim up or anything. He just appeared in the doorway.
You have fan favorite Sykes, who apparently is a fucking big shot in this game. The game won't let you go to work at the start because you aren't famous enough to talk to your boss. You need to earn more fame before you can talk to important fish like Sykes. You talk to him at the beginning of the movie. He's a nobody too.
What? Important fish like Sykes. What? I'm sorry. How did the name is Sykes have?
Imagine not only the news reporting on you, but like knowing exactly who you're talking to and being like, no.
Yeah. But also it's your boss. Like, sorry, you can't talk to your boss.
You're not famous enough to talk to your boss.
Lola is absent from the game entirely, sorry Zach. Katie Current, on the other hand, is the new main character with probably more dialogue than even Oscar himself. She is used not only as a tutorial, but to frequently give world updates on what Oscar is doing, even before he becomes famous. She does a story on him being evicted from his shitty apartment.
Our top story tonight, you've just been evicted. You're out of money, out of luck, and out on your butt. Tail, did someone prove that?
Can you imagine that if the fucking news addressed you directly and the problems that are going on with you? Like, if you were looked directly in the eye by the news anchor and was like, our top story tonight, all of your failures.
And now for sports.
Would you stop stalking my fucking life?
No, that's her job.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Crazy Joe kind of serves as a collectible character. You can buy CDs off of him and hang them on your wall in your new apartment later in the game. It's a collect them all sort of deal where Crazy Joe will have unique dialogue every time you find him. I guess if you like the movie, this is cute since it's dialogue that wasn't in the movie but is still in character, and they got his voice actor. I don't know how many Shark Tale simps there are out there, but yeah, good job with this one. This is something that the game should have. Is there anything else to talk about with this? Music, maybe? They do have a couple of songs that played in the movie in the game. Three Little Birds is in the game, which honestly is probably the best song in the movie. Can't Touch This is kind of in the game. To be fair, it's also only kind of in the movie. They use a version that's just mainly instrumentals, but you can still hear Can't Touch That. I don't know what the deal with the licensing was, but if they were allowed to use the other songs, they probably should have thrown them in. It's not like the rhythm sections took actual effort to make, because again, the arrows are not synced with the music, even slightly. I feel like at least getting Car Wash in there would have been nice. The Whale Wash is probably the most memorable part of this movie, because it's genuinely a pretty creative idea. Hey, Editing Mackle here. Apparently Car Wash is in the game. And it's on one of the records that you buy from Joe, what I just mentioned in the video previously. I honestly just thought they were there for show. I thought that they were fucking nothing, but no, they actually serve a function, so props to the game for that. Like, that's the two things I can give the game props for, both connected. It's all Crazy Joe. The voice actor came back, he acts like the character, he gives you music from the movie, like he's the full package right there. Fucking Crazy Joe, the hero. But yeah, no, the other songs are in the game, so this criticism is completely pointless, but I need this as a segue to the end of the video. They do have the car wash as the final level of the game, but I kind of wish we got some actual whales in the level. That was kind of the fun part of the idea. But no, more warehouse-looking locations. Wait, I was talking about music. Alright, see, I'm not good at doing this. I promise I'll never do a comedy video game review again. I'm more than down to talk about games in a more simple format, but honestly, people like AVGN or Scott the Woz, props. It's harder than it looks. To talk about a game accurately while still throwing in jokes, I don't think I've got it in me. I just want to talk about Shark Tale. I want to find unique ways to talk about Shark Tale. And talking about this game was a way in which I have not discussed it yet. Holy shit. That fucking Finding Nemo versus Shark Tale video is becoming a reality. Why am I still doing this? Why are we still here? I've been miserable this entire experience. Has this been even remotely entertaining to anyone watching this? Like, it was cute when we started it. Like, the first 3 videos, they were fun, and then the 4th one, that was like my favorite video I ever made. And then we just kept going for some reason. We continued it last year, we continued it this year. It's probably gonna continue next year, but why? I just need to do me. I just need to tell a story again. Shark Tale vs. Finding Nemo was that storytelling that I crave. Fuck it, I'm just gonna make Shark Tale 2. And I'm gonna do it without DreamWorks permission. A year isn't gonna be enough to make it, 2 years might not be either, but if it's not out by April 1st, 2025, feel free to come back to this video and comment, "You promised those kids Shark Tale 2, Mackle James Shadackle, but all I saw was Cheapy McNotail." And then I'll respond to every comment saying, "Hey, I ain't cheap." I'm sorry if this video was extra cynical this year. Truth be told, it was a harder one for me to make, but hey, if you enjoyed it and you want the fun of Shark Tale Day to continue, then go over to the Exploding Duck Brigade and watch the full Let's Play that we did of this. We'll be releasing 1 episode every day in April until it's done. It's definitely not going to take up the whole month of April. It might not even take up 2 weeks of April. It's not a long game. The only reason it's as long as it is because of the amount of fucking around that I did. But yeah, that's out there to watch, and until next year, Happy Shark Tale Day.